Oh, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining these sections. And I have some questions. First of all, uh, there's a question from CC, and she mentioned she heard lots of ghost posts, and what's your take on this? So that's part my it, so actually let me share my data. First of all, let me just quick explain the data we have, and let's check the job description. But most of the job, if it's been posted on LinkedIn, so if it's under a company, so uh, there will be a fewer chance it goes post. But still, for me, I'm not very expert to talk, which is a not like actual job, or which is like a ghost post. So let me do a quick introductions. My name is Adam. I'm a program manager from WeCloud Data. So I'm not sure if everyone know who we are. Let me just very quickly introduce what is WeCloud Data and what kind of service we provide. But sorry, just give me 1 second. Let me find another slide and share that with you. Yeah, so I will use 1 or 2 minutes just to explain what is WeCloud Data. For you this screen. So WeCloud Data is a training academy. So we were founded in 2015, and we are focused on the training service to meet up demand on the current job market. So we have boot camps, we have corporate training, mentorship, and consulting. So few program we offer, including data scientist, business intelligence, data analysis, data engineer, and the AI engineer or machine learning engineer. So that's the courses we provide for the boot camp. So you can go to our website. Let me share our website so you can find all the our students' successful story. The majority of our students are come from different background, not from data field. And if you are interested to do the career switch, you can go to this link to find our students' successful story and see if you are find similarity from their experience. So our students work in the different industry, and this is just some example for the company. Our student, our alumni at this moment. So how our training works. So we provide training for the bootcamp. We also provide corporate trainings, and we work with the universities like Singapore Management University, University of Calgary, and also some Middle East university. So we have lots of clients with so that's the example for our client. And our student, once they graduate, and they will go to their this company and complete the project. So some companies they can provide directly job opportunities, and the majority of students get job from the job search. Okay, so the timeline is normally you get the skills. So it could be join the bootcamp, or it could be already graduate from the different academy, like a university, PhD, or master. Second step, you won't get some experience. First of all, you need to hands on some real world problems and solve some have very stand-out experience. So, third, you will get some support from mentor to pass interview, and in the end of the day, our student will land a job. So that's just quick introduction for WeCloud Data and what kind of the service we provide. So let's quickly recap about sorry, let me just skip this some of this slide. Let me just quickly recap on the skill. We talked about the skills is available in the current market. So before we jump into the job market, let me just quickly recap. Sorry, I think I used the wrong one. Recap the skills you need. And here, so let me use example from data scientist, right? So for data scientist, you do need a skills, like coding skills. So Python, SQL is very important, and also Linux is also as a like it's not the most important, but the Linux means you have knowledge with a cloud or big data. Version control, I will say that is option. Not all the data scientists need to have knowledge with GitHub. For the platform, cloud, big data, containerize, and it's a platform you should have experience with. And then the machine learning knowledge, like a math library, like NumPy, SciPy, some visualization tools, machine learning like libraries, feature preparations, deep learning, and the natural language process. So there's a machine learning knowledge, storytelling, like visualizations, presentation, and use cases. So that is the skills you need before you look into the job market. Because if you don't have these skills ready, so you're still in the learning stage. Make sure you have enough learning, as I mentioned previously. So you are still, if you don't have that skills ready, make sure you get enough studying, and then get experience. Okay, so now let's move on to the job market. So I don't have slides. I have a code for the data we collect. So the data we collect, the total job post is 110,000 job posts. The period of time is from earlier this year, January, until last month is until July. So that's the total job in North America, including Canada and the United States. And so data we collect, we have the company name, we have the rating for the company, we have the job titles, we have the salary range, like maximum, minimum, and salary type, and the more. Let me just actually just pull it out. Let me use this. So if you are you know what's like you know how to use Python, so df means data frame, and I using .info to find the information on this data frame. Okay, so it will have 49 features from data we collect, and including the post day, the currency, salary information, and etc. So I will gather this raw data and do some data pre-processing. And for now, we are looking into the salary. So for the salary in earlier, like half a year, and this is the salary range. There will be some outlier, but for the middle or average for data engineer in this data we collect. So the salary for data engineer is about like 100,000. Data scientist is slightly lower, is a 98, I will say 98. And the machine learning engineer is 130,000. And the analysis is about I will say like 70,000, right? So that's the middle range, but most of the salary is start as you can see, the data engineer will start with about like 80,000, and the data scientist also around like 78 to 80,000. Machine learning engineers for like 110, I will say 110,000, like sorry, 105,000, and data analysis for like 60. So we can see the range, and that's the expectation. If you want to find a job, so for the salary wise, that's the range you're looking for, and that's the expectation for you to get. Let's go to more particular informations on the, let me skip some of that, on the job posting. So for the job, the majority job is, the title is for the data analysis, and follow along with machine learning engineer or AI engineer, and data scientist and data engineer. For the average salary, again, so for machine learning engineer, is 130, 11.15 for data scientist, data engineer is 110 and 79 for data analysis. Okay. Let me just move on to the historical. So this is just some example from May till end of June. Actually, let me just pull a little bit more. More data. I think I may have here. If we go back to, let's say, April, so that's the data job post from April, but there are something wrong with our like backend. So I do need to investigate, and I think something is done in our server. The reason we collect the data we collect is all the post data, but definitely I haven't looked into the data until now. So there seems there our server is down, and I have to look into that. Sorry, let me just take a quick look. Okay. Okay, so into the job, like actually when we look into the company, it depends where you come from. If you're from Canada, you know, like TD Bank. So here is an example on the titles on the for the from the jobs and the description on these like titles. So in let me truly just let me just filter all by, okay, I think that's okay. So let me just filter all the first two. Let me just do a quick filtering. Search. I think maybe this is either for everyone to read. So again, if you're interested in particular company, you can let me know. I can search for you because I get all the data available. So this just example for the title. For example, from TD Bank, and they have data analysis job open. The title will be business intelligence and report analysis. So the department will be the credit card. And also we have a BI for RPTG specialist, and another predictions. But you can see there have the description is this part you more focus on the SQL, Python, and the SARS. Another title is focus on the SQL, Python, and the Databricks. So you can read more details based on the job title search. And mainly as a business analysis, you will focus on the visualizations, and you have to have the skill. SQL, Python is a must. So here is just an example of the title that is open. For the engineer, it will be more simplified on the title description, but I believe the job description can provide more details. So there's is available per like title descriptions for the data scientist. So you can see there will be a machine learning. I'm not sure what A mean, or it could be AI, but I'm not quite sure what AML means. I could do a quick search, but for now, Mainly the title will be data scientist, and there will be they won't be giving you too much details compared with the data analysis title research. And they do hire 3 positions for data scientist tier 1 and 1 for tier 2, and some position in United States is the engineer. And also machine learning engineer, they do also have some position available. Okay, so this is just a quick overview about what information you can get from this data set. Okay, another example is from IPO. Let me just see this one as well. So for IPO, there are 300 roles. So there is a more job post earlier this year, but some of this job may not open as it's hard for me to tell. So we're only able to get the data that's being posted, but we're not able to tell if this job is still available. So the most easiest way is you go to LinkedIn and Indeed and filter out the job, and you can find like which is available. But so this is the total job post from Apple from January to June. So again, I believe some data is something wrong with our data pipeline. So we're not able to script data properly for last 60 days. But let me focus on the focus on the January to May. Sorry. So as you can tell, the majority job posts, the highest city have job posts is Toronto. It's followed along with New York and Seattle, Washington, Austin, and San Francisco. Based on so this is a job post in the total job post. But if you look into the particular job, like a data scientist, New York has the highest the most job post for title data scientist. So it has 7, I believe. Let me just double check. So July to May. So in July, so it's which is a little bit actually. Let me just make a different update. So let me using from February because the color looks there are deeply colored. So let me just reduce. Okay, it's better now. So this is the job post. So in February there will be a 46 job posts from New York, and the March is 62. In April is 74, and then May is 36. I believe this time there are something wrong with our server. We're not able to collect all the job posts. Okay, so in Washington there will be 42, 42, 34, 40, 38, and 34 for San Francisco. Okay. I think let me skip the cities. So we know we already share some city that have the most job posts, but in terms of the year of experience, for inter of data, so the requirement of years of experience, you can find lots of them. They didn't specify how many years you need to land a job, and there will be the majority requirements of 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years. If we didn't count the not specified job like requirements, we can see there will be 21% of job require at least 1 year, another 21% for the job requirements at least 2 years and 3 years. So 6.8% require more than 4 years, and actually 18% require more than 5 years, 2% require like 6 years, and 9% require 7 years. But still, not all the job require like more than 7 years. especially if you want to land a job. But it do require you have some specialized knowledge, like create imaging using generative AI, create a chatbot. So which means the 70+ years probably just means the knowledge with a Python or SQL is not equivalent to mention means like you have to have a generative AI knowledge or large language model like a knowledge more than 7 years. So most of this experience, if they require a lot, it probably just means one of tools. Okay, so for data scientists, if we filter out by the data scientist, like a 22.5% require 1 or 2 years, 19% require 3 years, and 7% for 4 years, 16% for 5 years, and 2.8% require 6 years, and 9.36 require for 7 years. Okay, again, so as I mentioned, if you require higher years, it doesn't mean the domain knowledge, because some of domain knowledge or use cases of some particular models is just been able to put into production recently. And this probably means some knowledge in either in the industry or the means like coding skills. And so you had to go to the job descriptions and look into the particular jobs. Okay. So for the educations, on the current job market, the minimum requirement, again, there will be lots of jobs. They didn't specify the requirement for educations. And if we're looking for the percentage, so 27%, they didn't specify. And the 51% require a bachelor degree, 70% require master, and 3.8 require PhD. Again, depending on the title, some title they do require higher educations. Let me just show you examples. So for the machine learning engineer, let me just make another graph. Just 1 second. So when you're looking to the machine learning engineer, so it will be 17% require you master and 8% require you PhD, and 47 require bachelor. But if you compare with the engineer, like a data engineer, and they don't require you have a PhD or master, then just put another example. Yeah, so when you go to the data engineer, you can see the PhD requirement drop down to 0.4. So which means first of all, not all the job require you have a high education background. Secondly, some position or some title, you don't need a PhD at all. Yeah, so if you have bachelor degree, you will be good enough to land a job as data engineer. But in the data scientist, in the machine learning engineer, there will be more company or more position. They want you to have master degree. Okay, so in terms of the skill set, let me move on to that. So for the skill, if we consider the most important programming language or skills you have across all the titles, SQL, Python is the most important. Let me break down to individual. So for the analysis, so you need to know the majority job posts require you to have knowledge with SQL, Python, and Excel. And for the visualization tools, you need using the Tableau and Power BI. So if you have knowledge with these 5 tools, and you're pretty much ready for the technical side, you're ready for the like technical interview, but you may need to find the connections, for example, the experience you have to pass interview, right? For the skill side, SQL, Python, Excel, Tableau, and Power BI is the most important skills. For data scientists, Python will be more important compared with SQL. The cloud computing is also important. Tableau or other visualization tools is not that important, but it is also give you like more skill in your pocket, and it do help you to pass interview, because some company they may want to develop some models, but you need to use one visualization tools to show the decision or result. Okay, so that's the skills for data scientist. Let me just check if anyone have any questions. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, again, so if you have any questions, feel free to post in the chat, and I can do the research and also can go through the data we collect and make sure it helps you to get an idea on the current job market. So just try. So let me just check. So for the audience, you may come from different platform, and you may come from the YouTube or Meetup or Zoom or LinkedIn. So feel free to post your questions. Okay, I have a question. So what are the background of Wicloud data students? Example, education background, age, and work experience. So I won't able to share the age and the work experience, but I do able to share the education background. So most of our students they have bachelor degree, and some students have like a STEM, but not all of them come from like STEM background. And also for the higher education, like a master or PhD, only a few students have master or PhD. The majority of students are still with a bachelor degree. For the work experience, some of students have 3 or 4 years. Some of them have are new grads, and we have students have like a more than I think 7 years or 10 years. Yeah, so different students have different come from different background, and also they come from different like area, like some of from the financial, some from retail, and some from even from uh, like a who used to be a chef from a restaurant. So they come from different background, and they are all career switch. Yeah, so most of students able to land a job in 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, depends on their experience, first of all. And if they already know Python, SQL, or coding in the coding, not like in the area, and they can land job faster. But for students, they don't have strong background, they may take more time to gain more experience. In the end of the day, when you go to interview, they may not look into their education background in the beginning, but they definitely will check your previous experience. If you have good experience, and then they're looking into the education background. So in the interview stage, experience is more important compared with your education background and the other information, other skills you have. Okay, I hope this answers your questions. If you don't have any questions, let me move back to the skills. Okay. Yeah, for data engineer, I think I covered in the previous session. The engineer require more knowledge with coding. So SQL Python is a must, and also you do need to know the Linux. Sometimes require knowledge with the PySpark, and the Scala sometimes is optional. For the platform require AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. And in terms of the services, you need to know Snowflake, Databricks, and Scala, Kafka, Hadoop, Docker, Kubernetes, and etc. for machine learning engineer, it's more for the senior. The use of tools is a Python, and the infrastructure of cloud services will be AWS, and you do need to know how to do the machine learning operations and the large language model fine tunings and the large language model operation as well. Okay, so that is the skills you must have, but still, based on the skills you have, there is limitations, uh, because you still need to understand what kind of the experience you have. So, but this only in terms of the skill sets you have. But it doesn't tell what kind of experience you have to have. Um, okay, so let's move on to the what kind of tasks or what kind of model you are gonna create. For data analysis, you will focus on the data analysis and the business intelligence. Your main focus is a visualization. So the visualization you could use in Power BI and Tableau or other tools, and you provide the inside of the data, tell the why and the what, right? So for example, like why we have a higher sales in the like maybe a previous few months, why there's a lower sales, and you tell the why and what is happening. Okay. For data scientists, you are building machine learning models, and it's relevant to like a statics net knowledge, mathematic knowledge, and also you need to know how to analyze the data, provide the visualizations, and you will be the one to building a model to make a decision. But you have to tell why this model work. So data visualization is very important. To first of all, you still need to provide the insight of the data, tell the why this model is work, right? So visualization and the data interpretation is very important, and also the tuning of the model using the knowledge, including the statics and mathematics. And sometimes you do need to use AI, because sometimes the model will be called the AI model. Um, so the model will be make the final decision. For data engineer, it's more complex. So cloud tools, use of cloud tools, data pipelines, ETL, like data modeling, is very important. So you may need to provide the data to machine learning and the business intelligence. Your focus on data integrations and the data architecture is also important. So your goal is make sure the data will be prepared for different departments. Yeah, for machine learning engineer, you more focus on the AI machine learning testing, including so which is powerful machine learning operation or large language model operations, and also same as monitorings and like so for the use cases, NLP is very popular. Computer vision is also very popular. So this two is the most popular models. So if you want to become machine learning engineer, you have to have the skills in these two specialized area. Okay, so this is just the data we collect. Let me let me pull out one examples of the job. Let me move on to the beginning. So let's look into what's the highest salary. I think that's everyone's interest. And also we can find that. Actually, let me check. Okay, so let's check the salary. Here we go. So for example, this is the salary we have. Actually, let me just quick look. So we're not sure if this outlier or it is accurate or it's not. But here is a salary, so it's 500,000. The requirement is sorry, let me check the company. The company is Square Shift Technologies, and the title description is the solution architect and data engineer and the analytics. For my expectations, I think there will be a misclick, should be 10 lines, so 50,000 or 60,000 is a range, but 500,000 is a I will call this outlier. So normally when you do the analysis, you should remove the outlier. So this is one of the outlier I'm gonna remove. So the next one will be the data scientist. Let me just check. So it's from Auckland and it's called staff data science. And the job description, it seems so it doesn't show all the information here, but I can pull it out. But for now, I will say this one also could be wrong informations. Normally when you look into the like a VP or hand of AI or data scientist, I will call that is more reasonable. For the salary higher than that, I will call it could be an outlier. So as you can tell, the higher salary for VP or hand of AI, the expectation will be 350,000. And yeah, so that's the range you will expect. But still, when you go to the details, what I'm gonna recommend is go to LinkedIn, searching for that particular job title. Or actually, let me search for that company. RAM Financial is to offer a data scientist position. Let me search on that. And yeah, so I do see a per post, but not from RAM Financial. So the job post is on LinkedIn. So again, so that's historical. So it may not available now. Yeah, I think the job is already being removed. Yeah, so this position is not available now. But still you can see the description of the titles and the salary expectations, and it do help you to get it do help you to get an idea, like what's the highest salary there, and if this meets your expectation, then that could be the career you're looking for.
Hi, good morning to you.
Oh, hi.
Good evening. Thank you for joining the sections. And
I think there. Wait, sorry, I think that there's some yeah, I think some of my player maybe plays up recordings. Sorry about that. Let me just close it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to change my name. And again, my name is Adam. I'm the program manager from Recall Data. And if you missed this session, just quick recap. So we just analyzes the existing job market and shows the salary range, the job post by daily, and I also noticed our there's something wrong with our data scraper, and we missed few data from the last few weeks, and I do need to look into that. But still, like we do analysis on the salary range and the skills you must have, and also the average salary from different for the different titles and where is the most job post. And so that's the historical date. Like we can see the numbers. And again, this part, I think we have some encounter some issues, so we're not able to get all the data. And we also go through the job post by city, and the requirements on the education backgrounds from the job descriptions, the technical skills, including for both for all this job, but still the basic programming language you need is a SQL Python. But it to simplify, it's not because SQL Python is just the tools. So we do have some analysis about what particular work you need to do. So we go over by different titles, like visualization is and for the DA, machine learning model for DS, and data pipeline for DE, and machine learning operations for machine learning engineer. So that is the recap of whole session. I have a question. That's okay. I have a question about like where to get this data. Unfortunately, this data has not be shared, and also as there are some missed. There's some data was missed, so I'm not able to share in terms of data side. But if you are interested about our let me share this one. We do have a blog post, and if you're interested, you can go to our blog post, and you can see the previous blog post to the let me share in the chat. So previous blog post for the analyzing remote work opportunities in North America. So we have some blog posts previously, and you can look into that. There are some information to share you, like if you're looking for a remote job and what's the available there, and what's the how you're able to find the job, right? So that's the information you can go to our blog and look into. Okay, I think that's all I want to mention today. And again, thank you for everyone to join this session. And I wish you have a good rest of the day. I can stay here for a few more minutes just in case if you have any follow-up questions or you want to have like analysis on the particular like companies or job. I can share the information with you for the rest of the audience. And again, have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. So we have more upcoming sessions for the rest of the week. Let me just quickly go over. So for the upcoming, we will have a introduction to data and AI bootcamp tomorrow. So, and this Fridays, we will have a career in data for new grads. So if you're looking for how to get a job in data, so you can join this session. Eric will be our speaker, and he's a CEO of the Recareer. He been helped with lots of students to land a job. So he's a part to help, like as mentioned, you had to do the educations, you had to get experience, and he's a person in charge of how to land a job. So he will provide mentoring for job search and also prepare for the interview, pass interview. So he's an expert in that. For next week, we will have a section about machine learning engineer, and also some workshop like Python mentoring sections, and also the information about the self-paced bootcamp, machine learning operations, learning paths, and the SQL mentoring section. So it's a workshop. So we have each day we will have sessions during this time. The time again is from 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you are come from different time zone, please make sure you convert to your own time zone to join this session. For the let me share the YouTube.
From different time zone, yeah, please make sure you come.
Sure. So for the recording, I shared this recording for the live sessions. And I believe this will be available until today. We will remove it tomorrow, I believe. Let me also share the YouTube link. We do have lots of very useful informations on our YouTube channel. Based on your interest, you can go to the playlist, and there will be a no-code generative AI topics, job search tips, podcast, info sessions, webinar, interview preparations, introduction to the curriculum. So we have lots of material there. And if you are interested to any of that, you can feel free to go to that playlist. Okay. So these are the recordings our previously provide, and Eric, as mentioned, he will join this Friday. Here is some tips he provide with in our to everyone. So if you want to if you have a challenge to land a job, so you can check these tips, and we hope that helpful. Okay, so if there are more questions, let me stop the recording. As I mentioned, I will stay here just for a few more minutes, and for the rest, you can feel free to leave. And if you have any question, you can stay here. We can discuss, and I will try to address any question you may have.